From its war-torn history to its amazing technology. Stay tuned to number 1 to find out 10 things you didn't know about Israel. Number 10. God's country. The Jewish and Christian religions are some of the most popular on earth, and both of them take root within the country of Israel. So much so that their religious texts state that not only are the people of the nation sacred, but that they are God's chosen people. In fact, they even created the word Gentile to classify a non-Jewish believer in their faith. Their faith has fueled them for millennia, and even historians have looked at the history of Israel and wondered if there really was a God looking out for them, because in some ways, they shouldn't have survived as they have, and yet they did, and they continue to. The power of faith is a big thing in the country, and several of the nation's biggest landmarks are major religious sites. Needless to say, if you do go to one of these sites, you should really be respectful of where you are. Many people from all over the world go to Israel just to be in God's country and interact with fellow believers from the homeland. Number 9. Size doesn't matter. If you look up Israel on a map, you're likely not going to find it, because it's very tiny. At max, it's 8,500 square miles in size. And for comparison, in the United States, there are only 3 states that have a smaller area than that, and those are Connecticut, Delaware, and Rhode Island. And when you compare it to other countries in Asia, yeah, it really doesn't stand out at all. Technically, it's a border country between Asia and Africa because of its location, which is why many associate it with Africa and not Asia. But does this weigh the people of Israel down? Not at all. Not only are they able to defend their borders quite well, they've made use of their limited space and use it to make themselves even stronger. They have the most high-tech companies in the world outside of Silicon Valley, with over 3,000 tech companies all located within this very small country. And don't even get me started on their military, as they have one of the most feared forces in the world today. So as you can see, it's not the size of the country, it's how you use it, defend it, and enjoy it. And the people of Israel really do enjoy their country. Number 8. Kosher everything. Before we talk about kosher cooking, take a moment to like this video and join the Zero to Hero community by using the buttons below. Kosher is a special way of preparing food so that it conforms to the beliefs of the Jewish people, or more specifically their laws, including how food is prepared, what types of meat can be eaten, and even when certain foods can be consumed. Yeah, they are very strict on what they can and can't eat, and that's admirable. But what you might not realize is how far they go to make sure that certain things are kosher. A great example is that while you can find regular McDonald's in Israel, you can also find kosher ones. And if that wasn't enough, if you were to get a stamp in Israel, you'll find that even the glue is kosher. Don't ask me how, just accept it. Number 7. Israel, call me. Alright, let's talk technology. Israel has a lot of tech companies, as I noted earlier, but what you might not realize is that a staple of the modern world was developed in Israel. No, not the computer, or the laptop, or the television, but they did make cell phones. While America might have popularized the device, Israeli scientists and engineers were the ones who made it. Oh, but it didn't stop there. They were also the ones who went and developed voicemail technology as well. Still not enough for you? You know the software technology that keeps your computer safe from viruses? Well, Israel made the first versions of that back in 1979. Thank you, Israel. Number 6. Israel loves to read. Reading may be a bit more digital nowadays, but people still read books, and that especially holds true for Israel. But no matter how you read it, it doesn't matter if you can't read the language, right? That's why books have to be translated into the native tongues of the people. Well, Israel is so fond of reading that they translate books from various languages all over the world and bring them into the country to sell. In fact, they translate more books from more languages than the rest of the entire world. That's right, even more than the United States, Great Britain, China, Japan, all of them. What can I say? They're bookworms. Number 5. Life expectancy. Israel isn't exactly the safest place in the world. They're in a very unstable region, and given the state of the world right now, nowhere in that area is truly safe. But should you avoid some of the darker aspects of that part of the world? if you live in Israel, you're probably going to live a long time. How long? Well, the average life expectancy is 82 years. Yeah, that's a couple years above the best averages, and well above many averages in some of the greatest nations in the world. It could be because of the location, the weather, the food, and other factors, but the end result is the same. As long as you don't get caught in a case of bad timing, you're going to have a pretty long life. Maybe that's why people like living there. Number 4. The might of the military. Israel is a very interesting country when it comes to the wars it's fought. As a country, Israel has been attacked by countries many times its size and held its own every single time, which you wouldn't expect given their size. And yet, the Israeli commandos are some of the most respected warriors in the world today, and after the tragedy of the Munich Olympics, Israel put together a group known as the Shaytet 13, whose sole mission was to take out the group that performed the attack, and they did. In terms of covert operatives, the Mossad is their version of the United States CIA, and they have been known to get incredibly deadly in their missions, for all they care about at times is the completion of the mission. Now, in terms of hardware, you might think that a country this small wouldn't have a large vehicle presence, but they actually have the 4th largest air force in the world today, only behind the United States, Russia, and China. So if you're gonna attack Israel, you better make sure you hit hard, fast, and don't give them a chance to strike back. You will regret it. Number 3. Israeli-Arab conflict. They say that history is written by the victors, but another truth is that many countries are defined as much by the war as they are by peace. And for Israel, this is a certainty. Whether it was wars in the biblical area and beyond, or the battles they've had in modern times, Israel is a place that is ripe with conflict. And no conflict in the last 70 plus years has defined them more than their battles with the various Arab nations of the world. The first of these actually involved Egypt via the Suez Crisis of 1956, where Egypt took a key canal and nationalized it so that Israel couldn't use it anymore. Needless to say, they didn't take that well, and with the help of both France and Britain, they were able to get it back. Then there was the legendary Six-Day War of 1967, where Israel was ambushed in a surprise attack, and then, in the course of 6 days, beat back Egypt, Syria, and Jordan, and took the Gaza Strip, Sinai Peninsula, West Bank, and Golan Heights for themselves. Think it ends there? Not even close. Another infamous war came in 1973 when Egypt and Syria teamed up to try to take down Israel, and they did it on the holy day of Yom Kippur. The war lasted only 2 weeks, but during those 2 weeks, Israel once again held its own and denied both Egypt and Syria their prize. Following these events came the Lebanon War, the first Palestinian Intifada, the second Palestinian Intifada, the second Lebanon War, and currently, the Hamas Wars. Israel is a beautiful country, but history has proven that it's a place where wars can happen at any time and from any direction. Number 2. Rollerblading party. This one is just too cool to not write about. Apparently, in Tel Aviv, one of the most important cities in the country for numerous reasons, they have a rollerblading party every single Tuesday night. Oh, and I don't just mean that they get together at a rink and skate. Oh no, they go and rollerblade in the streets of the city itself. Hundreds of them, 300 plus of them a week. All of them just enjoying life and going to have fun through rollerblading. Do you understand how epic that is? Do you understand how hard it is at times to try to get people to come together for a fun event and not have serious issues? And so, for 300 people to get together and rollerblade in the streets of Tel Aviv and not have anyone mess with them, because obviously this is approved by the city, it's just cool. I know I want this to happen in my own streets if it can be done in a fun way, and this would be a great place to go and make friends or even just shake up your week. How's that for a new slogan for the country? Come to Israel. We rollerblade every week. Number 1. Israel in the world today. So what is Israel in the world today? Well, it's divided by the war with the Palestinians. That's unlikely to change soon. But other countries are trying to get peace treaties done. Even President Donald Trump went to Israel to urge their leader to make peace. But aside from that, a lot of technology firms reside in Egypt. Television today has a lot of ads showing off the nation and telling people to come to places like Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, and a lot of great film and TV characters have been from Israel, as well as having one of the biggest actresses in the world today being from Israel in the form of Gal Gadot. Regardless of its political and economical status, though, Israel is a nation that endures, and they'll continue to endure no matter what comes next. Have you ever been to Israel? Let us know about your experience in the comments below, and take care.